absolutely terrifying. Kaguya Otsutsuki possesses the Yame no Minaka, a terrifying ability said to warp the dimension you are in and switch it with a different one.
Please stop using Google Translate to substantiate these terrible arguments. The scan does not say that. It literally just states she can transport the people and the world she's in to a different dimension. It doesn't say anything about manipulating, warping, or subjectively altering the reality. Not to mention, the reason people use databook statements in the first place is because they're severely hyperbolic, and you can use them to wank characters anywhere you want. For example, the scan itself states this technique is impossible to escape, which means that you can't return back to the original dimension once you're trapped here, but that's obviously contradicted in the series. Contradiction is the panel literally states that she can move the world she's in, and then the following sentence it goes on to characterize the places that she can move to by distinguishing them into 5 different categories, and therefore she's not moving the world she's in, she's moving to a different dimension. So no, she's not altering a planet, she's not altering the dimension, she is literally just teleporting. Please stop using databook statements, they're highly hyperbolic, misleading, and contradictory within the series. Notice how when she uses Ami no Minaka for the first time, she only drags Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, Obito, and Sakura into her dimension, not the entire planet or the 5 Kage who are literally right beside them.
Like nothing until you understand the scope of a dimension Kaguya had warped. This was the main Naruto universe. Kaguya was in the main Naruto universe when she warped it, switched it with her own dimension. The ability to warp an entire universe. A formidable feat achieved in an instant, yet overlooked by many.
You can't be serious right now. Please show me where she warped the entire Naruto-verse, because like I said earlier, she literally just teleported 5 people into a different dimension.
Black Zetsu, spawn of Kaguya, makes a very concerning statement. When you transform the space of the world, you expend a significant amount of chakra.
Not these Google translations again. Of course it's concerning, because that's not what he says. He says that she expends a huge amount of chakra when she changes the time-space of the world. Using your Google translations, you're able to manipulate the definition just slightly, so little that it's barely noticeable. But the thing about changing definitions is you completely change the context in which they fit as well. And using your definition, yes, you can wanker the universal, but due to the fact that that's not the original translation, it is invalid.
You use a huge amount of chakra whenever you change the time-space of the world, Mother.
Statement while Kaguya is warping her dimensions.
Alright, man. Are we seeing a pattern here? Because first of all, that statement isn't even in the manga. You can start from chapter 678. I read through the entire fight again just to find it, and I was severely disappointed. I probably should have known something was up when instead of posting a scan or a panel this time, you literally just put a translation. I don't know, man. Maybe you just have Viz Premium and they gave you that as like a sneak peek for being such a loyal fan, but I don't know where that statement is. Please show me. Not to mention, this new translation contradicts what you like to use in the Ami no Minaka panel, because it's not called the desert dimension, it's called the sand dimension, it's not called the magma dimension, it's called the lava dimension. Your translation also forgot about the acid and the ice dimension. That is a irrefutably blatant inconsistency. Time-space ninjutsu was just teleportation and transportation in the Naruto universe, and to further substantiate that, the fact that Obito's Kamui can resonate with it means they operate on the same foundations. There's nothing to substantiate the fact that any time-space user created their dimension. If you create something, you scale above it, so why is Kaguya affected by all of her dimensions? Obito literally states that he's marked one of her dimensions and can return there at any time. This further highlights the fact that she's not warping these dimensions. For example, she threw Sasuke in one of the dimensions and came back to the ice dimension. If she's transporting entire dimensions into one another, why is Sasuke still inside of that one dimension? Why are there 5 completely different time spaces? Just using Occam's razor for everything that I've provided so far, you can make the logical assumption that she is literally just teleporting people to one of her dimensions. This is the part where the manga takes priority over the data book, because you wouldn't have gotten this conclusion had you not read the manga yourself. Obito states that these dimensions are vast. The problem with this is Obito has been fighting a war for over 24 hours. Everybody in this fight has been fighting a war for over 24 hours, including Kaguya, obviously. And despite that, he can still open dimensions with the help of Sakura, which means had he fallen into Kaguya's dimensions during the war or at the beginning of the war, he would easily be able to get out. Obito at his current level, operating at relatively 10% being generous, and Sakura using 100 healings, which is unquantifiably above Obito currently, can open up to 3 dimensions. Obito also went on to use Kamui once again, which we know is very chakra draining just from how Kakashi performed with it back in the Naruto Shippuden series. So for anybody who was wanting to use this statement to further highlight the fact that these dimensions must be massive, look into the context of the statement. In conclusion, Kaguya does not warp or alter entire dimensions, she's not universal, she doesn't create her dimensions, and judging from how she performed against a fatigued Naruto, Sasuke, Team 7, and Obito, she's not really all that powerful either. You also have to take into consideration that she absorbed most of the infinite Tsukuyomi chakra from the beginning of the fight, and still performed as badly as she did against everybody there. Also, the infinite Tsukuyomi chakra is not hers.